What is up, Honey Badger Nation, man? I am super excited for today's episode of Expert Mentors Live. We've got some gangsters in the house coming in live with us from Portugal. I'm really excited. I've been looking forward to this conversation, fellas. And it was really eye-opening for me, right? When we first started working together. Geez, how many years has it been now? It's been
4 years.
5 years?
No,
5 years.
No, 4.
Okay.
Almost 5 years, yeah.
Almost 5, yeah.
And just being, eyes opened to really how real estate, is done. And, just my understanding in the States and also in Canada, just where primarily the opportunities that I've had to work with clients. But, what a cool opportunity, and especially not even possible without EXP, to be able to open the global, the global gates to be able to connect and work together. And man, it took me a minute to really get my head around, like, holy smokes, this is how real estate is done over there. Like, how is that even possible? And what I learned, and it's why, Leo fights as hard as he does with this company, because he's like, listen, he's like, you have all these regulations, you have all this, but the access to the data in the States is non-existent in the rest of the world. And so, like, don't, understand, be appreciative for the access and how we do things, because, like, and understanding, that's where I really got my head around working with you guys. I was like, gosh, dang, it's so challenging, and it could be so, restricted and confined and hard to be able to get the data and connect. So guys, welcome. I would love to jump right in and take us back there, right? Take us back kind of at the beginning of your journey, obviously how real estate was. And then, like, I see this and I see this opportunity to make the jump into, uncharted territory, and kind of like, why would you do that in your marketplace? But let's go back, at the beginning of y'all's career, and, how real estate is done. And then obviously we'll get into the conversation on the things we're doing to make the changes and leading from the front. But yeah, take us back and kind of break down, how the Portuguese market and real estate transacts.
Yeah, I think Rodolfo can start.
Yeah,
on this,
I can start.
He was the one that triggered
The finder,
or coming
the finder
to
of
EXP.
EXP.
No one better to explain than him what he saw that distinguished for us.
So I can explain a bit about myself. I have a degree in tourism and hospitality. I always like to work with people, and I had the opportunity in my small town to start in real estate, but I didn't have the mindset. I sold some homes, but just sell homes, it's not enough. You need a plan, and I didn't have the plan at the time. In 2019, then that it was like a virus. It stayed in me, but then I went to a different job, but I had the opportunity to come again to the real estate and to another brand. I think we can say the names of the brands in here.
Yes, we can.
And then I met Nuno. So I had like six months of experience, and then I left and I come back and I met Nuno in Century. It was a journey. That agency already closed, and just me and Nuno that we are on the market. The rest, I don't think that they are on the real estate market anymore. So at the time, it was I was thinking we need a better way to do things, because giving 50% or 60% of the split It was too much because we have a plan, we have bills to pay, we want to invest in our business, and then COVID hit. And then in that time, I was uh, in my home searching for opportunities. And then I found um, a few people talking about EXP. And then I I had that type of connection at the first time with Jay, but it was only on video. But I
Yeah.
like the way that he approached everything. Very looked to me like a very knowledgeable guy, but humble and like to teach people and to mentor people, and that was the thing that catch my attention. And I had a meeting with him, and it was okay. No, needs to be with this group. But at the time, John, I asked Jay, I need a mentor. I need a mentor because I know that everyone needs a mentor, and we really need it new on the market. And then he introduced you to us, and it was okay. Now we can do some really good things because I was selling some homes, nothing special, and the plan and all the ideas that you gave us. I I am kind of number guy, but I need to be more efficient doing that because I don't know how much your knowledge and your mentorship gave to us, but it was a lot of money
Yeah.
in transactions because you gave us a lot of ideas, planning our business and the marketing using something that you used like 10 around 10 years ago. We implement in Portugal, like you said, we need to implement in our way in Portugal because things are different, and I think
Mhm.
we can speak about that later. But we implement that, and it was skyrocketed our knowledge, our connection with people using social media, paid ads, and it was a journey that, and backing forward, it was only doubling every year our commission, our GCI, and hopefully this year will be the same.
Mhm. Yeah, it absolutely will. Nuno, talk a little bit about, obviously your background coming in, and then, you know, knowing that, like, I mean, obviously, coming in together, right? You guys know I'm pro partnership, and finding the right connection to be able to push each other. But I mean, y'all stepped off out there. I mean, looking at kind of historically how real estate is done, and still the mass of real estate in Portugal is still done, the legacy way. But being able to just like, hey, like there's a better way. Like, how was it just kind of in your core? You knew there was a better way. Was it like the partnership that helped take that step away from Century 21? What was it for you in the beginning to know that we need to, hey, there's a better path?
Yeah, I think the key thing for us since the beginning, it was that in Century 21 we were doing more of the same than the rest of the market, and I think that was the thing that switched on our mind, because once we got to know EXP, we started to know a different way to do things, getting access to different ways. How other people do things, and talking to you there in the States. We all, since the beginning, we always talked about, we were trying to make a difference in the Portuguese market, and we we didn't know what to do, but we did know we didn't want to do what everybody else was doing. So
Yeah, that's a good start.
that was the bottom line. So from there, we just wanted to go the other way. And since the beginning, with the XP, helped us a lot, and our partnership helped us a lot connecting internationally. That was great. Part of our business still today is from international clients that we were able to connect with the XP. So doing that, we already at the time we were already standing out from the competition and from the other brands. And the thing we did from the get go is being disruptive and being out of our comfort zone. In the beginning is hard, but I think that was the key factor that made us stand out from the crowd. Doing the ads, betting on social media, all that stuff that we did that almost nobody was doing at the time. I think it was one of the key things that enabled us to stand out and starting to get a little bit of growth and market share on the market that it's mega concurrential. So yeah. I think what made us come to EXP, it was that factor of new innovation and also the partnerships we were able to connect with.
There's I've read this a couple times on a couple of the shows, but it's Eric Post that has Whozy.ai. He sent me Rick Rubin's book, The Creative Act, A Way of Being. And he had this little mark when I got the book. I was like, okay, that's there for a reason. So I go in and I read that chapter, and it's talks about, living in discovery at all times, preferable to living through assumptions, but it's about great expectations. But what you were saying right there reminded me of this part right here. Remember that the outcome is out of our control. This isn't a matter of blind belief in yourself. It's a matter of experimental faith. Faith is rewarded perhaps even more than talent or ability. And with unshakable faith, we work under the assumption that the problem is already solved. The answer is out there. Perhaps it's obvious. We just haven't come across it yet. And that it reminds me of the two of you. And it was just faith and then trust in the process. And you guys executed, and it's just a great lesson for everybody out there. I've shared this story a couple times. We were down in Key West a couple weeks ago, and we were there over the weekend. And so we got up on Sunday and wanted to go to church. And so church in Key West, I mean, I'll off camera, I'll tell you the stories, but finding a church in Key West, if you're from the States and you're like, the church in Key West, I don't know about that. But we go in there a little skeptical. And, for me, I like to hear the stories, get to the stories. Leanne loves the music, the songs, and just that's the jive. But the message that day was, he was talking about, it's the same concept here, but what he was talking about is a blind athletes, right? And specifically the story was around a blind skier, right? Somebody going downhill skiing that is blind.
Mm-hmm.
How do you do that? And you can only do that with the guide. And you have to listen to exactly what the guide says and follow and trust and have faith in the guide, essentially having blind faith. And it was really, you guys executed that at a just such a high level. You just had faith and you just trusted the process. But you guys, kudos to you. You guys did the work, and you were going upstream and fighting, the norm and the innovation and being different. I think that's just such a great lesson, for everybody out there that, to make a difference and to break away from the norms, you do have to swim against the current. And you guys did that really well. Break down how real estate transacts in Portugal, because I think this is really important to understand. Like, people in the States and even in Canada, hey, where's the MLS? Hey, let me pull the data, right? Let me generate, let me get the lead gen platforms. Let's get in. Let's give them access to all of the listings. So
yeah,
break down how real estate transacts in Portugal. I think this is important.
Yeah, in Portugal and in all of Europe, we have that challenge. We don't have a major network of listings. that we can send to with our information. But just backing up a little bit, I think what you talked about, that's the spot, and that's why more than 80% of people that come into the business walk out in 3-4 months, because when you're starting up in this business or any business, it's very hard to see past the hits that you're taking at the moment and see the outcome that you can get to. But if you trust the process, as you mentioned, when those hits pass, then you can see the outcome of all the work that you've done so far. So I think that was one of the most important things, that we were able to have the clarity to understand that the hits that we were
Mhm.
taking were not enable us to improve and to get to the spot that we're getting.
Mhm.
About the real estate in Portugal, it's a little bit more challenging. So in Portugal, basically, we have like websites, like you have Zillow, for example, and all the agencies like list on those websites. And if we want to send a listing to one of our clients, we have to send with other agents' information. So and we have to go like to every website, check, to every agency, check.
They have the
So
watermark from the brands.
yeah, they have all the watermarks from the brand. So we're basically sending like 5-6 houses to a client for 5-6 real estate companies with all the watermarks, all different information. So in terms of the buying agent, it's very challenging,
Mhm.
much more than the states, and
Mhm.
that's why here the buyer's market is not as strong as in the states. Here, who's in real estate for a long time and who's wanna the people that want to make this a career really have to focus on the listing side, because the buyer market here, it works if it goes internationally, if you have buyers coming internationally with an exclusive agreement. But if you work nationally with buyers, you're just going to waste a lot of time and you're not going to get paid for most of it,
Yeah.
because imagine sending like 4, 5, 6 listings, and you always have buyers then that are anxious, that don't care, and if they have the number of the real estate agent, they're gonna call right away. So we always have to keep in mind that we are the ones who have to make the appointments, and like we have to enforce that all the time, and still people contact the other
Mhm.
agents. So there in the States, you have all of that organized and ready to send. Here is a little bit more challenging. So we have to look for much more time to send listings, and we don't have that professional basis in terms
Mhm.
of market showing. Yeah,
Yeah. And that's why from day one, right, it was important. It's like, we're going to go get the listings. We got to
yeah.
create our value
That
proposition. We got to
was
create our
that was
offer.
our main
Like,
focus.
our
Yeah.
whole focus has got to be listings, listings, listings. And I had a gentleman ask me this morning on a call, with things the way are they here in the States, they're looking at dropping rates, buyers will start to come off the fence. And I was like, listen, the only thing I know for 21 years in this game is you wake up and you go to sleep thinking about motivated sellers. That's it. Like, you just, that's all you're thinking about. That's all you're looking for. That's all,
And that is the
it is.
game, in my opinion.
Mhm.
The game
100%.
is sellers,
So
100%.
let's
Yeah.
let's talk about, you know, the evolution and where you guys are at, right? Because it was mindset first. So the mindset was there, and we had to not do what everybody else was doing. We knew we had a new path. We knew our mindset was around listings, motivated sellers. Let's talk about some, the things that formula that you guys implemented and, buck the trend and kind of where y'all's business has grown and where it's at, and then going into the future. Let's talk a little bit about that, because I think it's super important to understand, hey, these are the steps, these are the things. We have the mindset, we know the market,
Mhm.
but this is how we did it.
Yeah.
So we
Uh,
need, yeah, we need to be consistent. It's true, because we have leads, and sometimes Nuno it's better in that me. Sometimes I hear from him, but because we need to. That's why we are a team. But we need to be consistent. We have leads coming from the ads. We have leads coming from our listings, and all the buyers, the good buyers, usually they come from referrals, or after we get the lead, because I get the leads from the listings, and then I can analyze, talk to them, and usually they are the best leads if they don't purchase any of our options. I can find some options for them. We need to, one thing that it's very important, it's never stop learning, training, because we need always to be on the spot. We need to know more about new ways of selling. Everything it's about communication. We need to know how to be better, to connect with people, communicate better, understand people, and really, sometimes people talk about this and looks like a cliche, but it's true. Don't If we don't care first about the money, it's only about the clients, everything comes after.
Mhm.
And we need to take care of them and be consistent doing that. I think Nuno can tell a story from a listing that we have near my new home now. He went like 2 years calling, 2 years to have a listing.
yeah.
So al-
Yeah. And
always calling,
and
helping
all of
people.
And I
Yeah.
think all of that comes also from the mindset in the beginning, because in the beginning it was mindset, perseverance, and persistence. So from that, it built our mental strength to the following years. That was in the first 6 to 9 months, more or less. Then we got from the 9 months to from the 9 months ahead, we got to the phase that we had already the difficult part, the initial part already passed by us. So then we had the plan, we had to execute, we had to be strict with tasks, with everyday jobs that we had to do. That was phase two. I think it was consistent, so that we could consolidate our position in the market that we had started. Then it came the phase of the investment, so we could get a little bit off the streets and start to get the listings to come to us. That was phase three, definitely. When we got on social media, we started to invest a little bit more money. Here we are already on year three, more or less. And from there on, we just had to perfect some mechanisms, to perfect some structured team that we didn't have at the time. Uh, Perfect also the social media that is way different that we what we did in the beginning. In the beginning, it was very raw in terms of content, in terms of listings. Now we have all processed, and all the steps from contact to listing to meeting. It's everything. It's processed and know how I can do it. Rodolfo can do it. It's all been done the same thing. So I think that was a huge upgrade also, because it can give us the free of having new team members, and things are being done in the same way.
Yeah.
And year fourth, we are already uh, very ahead on the production side. So we already started to give a little bit more importance to the revenue share side, that we are building a great team with our marketing manager, with a training camp and everything. So I think that was the process. First,
Mhm.
mindset. Second, a plan. Third, execution and consolidation. And fourth, now we are number one in Portugal.
Expansion.
Yes,
Expansion. That's where we're at.
yeah,
That's
and now for this
we're-
expansion,
yeah.
definitely.
Before we get there, I want to something you guys did that I applaud at a high level, because I think a lot of people would move faster, and this is probably, I need to, really think about this myself. You guys went and partnered, and you've gone through a couple iterations on the marketing side of things. And so being able to not understand, like, listen, we can give a percentage to help us go faster and be more consistent. But talk a little bit about that and that decision. And when we decided to partner with a marketing agency to help us accelerate, the exposure with ad spend, with consistent on content and everything that we're doing, which is ultimately going to lead into the expansion side of things. But
Mhm.
to help accelerate our proof that we can sell real estate, at a high level, we can sell real estate with the best of them, but we just needed to get more exposure. Talk a little bit about that and that decision, because I think it's a good lesson for a lot of people listening in.
Yeah. So since the beginning, I in my mind, I thought that we needed a mentor to our business, and we needed someone in the marketing side, because marketing, it's everything. So it's everything. It's communication, marketing, it's everything. And we, throughout the years, we changed a few times. And now we have someone with the same mindset, that want to expand, want to have training, everything that we need in our business plan, trainings, marketing, everything connected to help other agents to do the same that we did and better. So, but at the time, it was step by step. It was year by year and step by step, of course. But we said to each other, yes, we need something in the marketing side. We need a guy. We need a team that we can partner. And at the time, it was a different kind of partnership, because now it's evolved. But we need someone that take cares of our social media, of our branding, because it's very important, the image that we are passing to the public. And investing, because we know that it's only investing, it's not a cost, it's investing. Because if we spend like $1, or in here €1, we can have at least 30 times more or 20 times more. If we do the work, we need to do the work too, but everything connected, we can expand way faster.
Mhm.
And we decide to have a marketing team. And then we talked through the years. I was talking to him and explaining, because he worked with Century, Remax, Coldwell Banker, every legacy brand he worked. And he wanted to do more, because the potential that marketing and generating leads can give to the agents. And he said, I put a lot of money in the pockets of other agents, that it was my job, but I can do more. And then he entered in EXP. He had the vision too, because it was step by step. He had the vision, and now we are doing that expansion. We have like a hub in Lisbon, and with that hub, we want to give the support to the agents, can be physical in a spot like that office, or can be online. Everything that we do in EXP, like we did, we never met John in person until now, but one day, I hope next
We will
year,
be there.
having
We
some
will be
events in Portugal, and we need to go to US.
That's right.
But it was like that, and now we are having the revenue share. It's building, and me and Nuno, the plan. It's to us to be leaders in this team, and to find more leaders, like it was your example in Honey Badger. Leaders, to bring more leaders, to help, to have a revenue share um, plan, and a downline that we can help and be different,
Mhm.
because we need to give more that we can they can give us. That it's with the clients, it's the same thing. We need to first give, and hopefully we can get something back, and that's the plan. So I think Nuno can give some more ideas that doesn't come to my mind right now.
Yeah, no, give a couple. So the value proposition we're building, we know the mechanism. We're we have the hub able to provide consistent. Back to our keyword, consistent training, being able to add value, like you're saying, back into the marketplace. But when we're talking to agents, what is that value proposition that we're putting out there? Hey, you align with us. This is what we're going to help you
Mhm.
with, right? So what is the value package? What is that we're offering to agents?
I think right now our most valuable things, besides the hub and everything, it's the fact that we have the two most important parts on this business that we have. We can offer solutions for the marketing part, so agents can get leads, because that's always the main issue: how to get leads, how to get to potential sellers or to potential buyers. We have that already figured out, with a structure that can give support to all the agents. And also, with our help, we can also solve the problem of like the following, of
The
someone who
training in the real estate.
on
Mhm.
the field and on the meetings and everything. So if we can support a lead generation program and a training program, and also once you go to a seller house, you have someone to go side by side with you, and help you with the meeting and how things are done. I think that's the three most important points in every agent's life. Either you start, or either you're on the market for 5-10 years. That's always the most difficult problems to solve. So I think that's the package that differentiates ourselves, besides the commission and everything. I think that's the thing that we have been successful at transmitting to other agents, because seeing that they don't have that fear of, like, I'm gonna go to a not so known brokerage, I'm gonna be alone and everything. That's already solved and passed. So
Yeah.
we have been attracting a lot
I
with
think that
those.
was another important lesson, right? For everybody out there. We talked about consistency, but we were also patient, and we knew we had to build the proof. And then therefore, because we tried, right? We tried to bang the hammer on, hey, let's try to recruit. And they're like, we don't even know anything about you. We're not giving up the legacy brands. Okay, well, let's go create some actual proof. And I think that was just another really good lesson. And we did. We put our head down. We went to work, and we freaking sold some real estate. And so I
Mhm.
think that's another important lesson in just understanding the process. And like just now, right? We're just now getting ready to kick off. We're going into, about to go into year 5. Now it's expansion. It wasn't expansion day one. It was now we needed the proof. We needed the foundation. We needed the right players on board. Now let's go. And we're way more equipped to be able to do that, which is really exciting.
Yeah. And one of the things that between me, Nuno, and the marketing team and yourself, we want to do something. It's something really different because we care about people and we want them to succeed. Not just selling 2 homes or 3 homes a year. No, we want people that want to do more and help them to do that, because with all the tools that we have, only if the people don't want to do nothing, they don't sell. If they want to do something, they don't need to be experts or work 60 um, hours or 20 hours per day. They don't need to do that. They need to work smart, and we want to help them to work smart and to have more GCI, to be
Keep more of their
in
dollars.
that part, to be more happy, to do some things that money can help doing it, and knowing that we want them to produce more, but help them to do that, not just giving, not just like the legacy brands.
Mhm.
They don't give you all the support that we can give you, and support that's the beginning from you, from Jay, and in the future will be even better connection with training, with events, with everything, and they will see the difference and the movement that we want to create, helping others to achieve more, not being just average, but having all the tools and seeing, okay, I have more tools, I have the split, it's better, I have the support, I have everything, creating like an offer that the people can feel stupid if they say no. That's
That's what we
coming
want.
from not a famous guy like Alex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. No, it really is. It is an irresistible offer for what we've got on the table. And it's the patience and putting the pieces together to not only make the offer but back the offer up. That's the big thing, right? Marketing, it's about making a promise, but also about keeping the promise. And that's one thing that I know you guys, take to heart. And it's like, listen, if you get on board, you commit. It's the old, if you commit, I won't let you fail. But you got to commit, and you got to commit to this opportunity. And I love it for so many reasons, because, coming out of the legacy brands and the way real estate is done in your markets, now they have a real opportunity to actually build a better life, and also
Yeah.
establish a plan to be able to exit instead of just quitting. Really, that's really the only option, unless you somehow get to open and own one of the brokerages. It is, usually sell till you stop. And now you have a real opportunity to create a real plan to really, exit, instead of quitting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
It's awesome. Well, fantastic.
With
So
the quitting percentage so high, I think it's impossible not to work.
yeah, it is. It's exciting. And, excited to run this back in the future, to where we get to talk about
Yeah.
about the expansion side of things. Cause we did all of the work to build the proof and build the foundation. Now it's time to go to expand, which is going to be fun and exciting for sure. Guys,
And you will help, because
yeah,
we
I'll be
want a
there.
big
I'm
team,
coming.
and a big revenue share downline. So
I'm coming.
we need help doing that.
That's right.
So
That's right. Well, I appreciate you guys carving out the time in the evening for you, jumping in with us, and really, knowing we got honey badgers all over the world, and we're doing the right things, and really, expanding, because it is creating better opportunities and better lives
mhm.
for the agents out there. So kudos to you guys.
Yeah, thank you, John.
you.
for all
Bye.
the
Got it.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you.
Okay, thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
See ya.